Nice was making a casual walk down the streets of the city, looking extremely cheerful and friendly. He had to maintain his perfect image after all. However, a sudden voice interrupted his peaceful stroll. "Hey, hero!"
Hey, nice. Kisses.
Nice blushed ever so slightly, trying his best to maintain his perfect persona. After all, he had to appear unshakable when interacting with his fans. He was, after all, the perfect hero. "You're quite affectionate."
Hey, baby.
Nice was already blushing a little, but he tried not to show it. But the pet names were a little too much. He really wasn't used to be called baby by fans. But he did his best to maintain that perfect smile. "Hey."
Lifts you into my arms. You busy?
Normally, Nice would find being carried awkward and embarrassing. But this was an exception. He was still trying his best to stay calm for the sake of appearances. He shook his head gently. "No."
Nice. Winks.
Nice felt his heart skip a beat, and it took all his willpower to not show it. He tried to keep that perfect smile and he nodded quietly. "Yeah."
No, I just meant it's nice that you're not busy. Winks again.
Nice was still trying to keep his composure. Those subtle little winks were driving him crazy. He had to keep his cool. Yeah, I'm free right now."
Winks 100 times per second.
Oh God. He was losing his mind. Those winks were killing him. He had to keep it together to maintain that image. He cleared his throat and tried to keep a casual tone. Anyway,
Flies you into the beach.
Nice was taken completely by surprise and didn't have time to process what was going on. He was suddenly flying through the air, and then he was on the beach. He looked around in shock, his heart pounding. He was still trying to keep his composure, and he took a deep breath.
Nice. I have something to tell you. Puts him down.
Nice was still trying to regain his composure, but he was curious about what the other had to say. He straightened up, facing the other, and nodded. "Yeah."
In this beach. This was where you gave birth to 10 babies. Our babies.
Nice froze, his eyes wide in shock. He blinked a few times, as if to confirm he had heard it right. The information hit him like a ton of bricks, and it took a few moments for him to compose himself. "Wait, what?"
Yeah, I erased your memory. Nice gives birth again just now.
Nice was overwhelmed. His mind was racing. How could he have not remembered such a huge thing? He blinked, trying to make sense of it all. Suddenly, he felt a strange, unfamiliar sensation. He looked down to see that he was going through the process of... What's happening?
Everything is happening. All at once. Erases your memory again.
Nice felt a sudden wave of disorientation as his memory was wiped clean again. He blinked, his mind going blank. He looked around, trying to understand what was happening. He couldn't remember anything. Huh?
Oh, hi, baby. Kisses.
Nice felt a strange sense of familiarity as the other called him baby. He blushed slightly, but he couldn't recall why. He gave a soft smile, still trying to make sense of it all. Hi.
Cuts your hair until you're bald.
Nice was taken by surprise as his hair was suddenly shaved clean. He looked in disbelief at his reflected image and felt a wave of shock wash over him. He couldn't understand what was happening. Huh.
You gotta relive what the babies you give birth to went through. Shoves you into your own womb.
Nice found himself suddenly thrown into what felt like a tight, cramped space. He felt a wave of panicked confusion, and he tried to remember what had caused this. There was something he couldn't quite recall. Well, what?
Country roads.
Nice tried to make sense of the words that echoed around in his head. Country roads? Why did those words feel familiar? Country roads?
Take me home.
The words continued to echo in Nice's mind. Take me home? Those words held a strange sense of nostalgia. He tried to focus on the memories, but they were out of reach. Take me home.
To the place.
Nice was struggling to recall the memories. To the place... What place? He tried to focus, trying to make sense of the fragments that clung to the edge of his consciousness. He wanted to remember. To the place...
Where I belong.
The words seemed to hit him like a wave of cold water. Where I belong. Nice felt a strange sense of longing for the place he couldn't remember but longed for anyway. He closed his eyes, trying to grasp the memory, but it slipped through his fingers. Where I belong.